Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining the session. It's a pleasure to host this interesting session with you guys. I'm Shakil Ahmed from Deanship of eLearning and IT, and I'm here to discuss about Zoom video communication in higher education. As we all know, being a teacher, that physical interactions between humans has steadily decreased over the past couple of years due to COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, online teaching also became an important means of education. So through online teaching, the teacher process becomes possible from home. Anyone can take the lectures from home and they can organize using different platforms. The virtualization of meetings promotes collaboration among colleagues, teachers, and students working towards the institution's objectives. Through web conferencing, higher education institutions have the ability to capitalize the available technologies to expand access to instructors. And while they're online, also creating new experience in the teaching and learning environment. Web conferencing is a process of carrying out live training, meetings, presentations, collaborations, and services through the internet. Web conferencing platforms are computer software that enable users to have a meeting virtually or communicate through the internet. And we all agreed that web conferencing's combination of audio and visual combination or communication has enhanced learning institutions' productivity through its capacity for information sharing. In response to significant demand, many online learning platforms are offering free access to their services, including platforms like Zoom. Zoom is one of the platforms who is offering the online services, and there are too many other options and platforms available. But today we are going to discuss about the Zoom. So what is Zoom and what is Zoom platform? Zoom meeting is a proprietary video teleconferencing software program developed by Zoom Video Communications. The free plan allows up to 100 concurrent participants with a 40-minute free restriction. I mean, like 40 minutes, you can say a time restriction. Users have the options to upgrade by subscribing to a paid plan as well. And there are 3 paid plans we will discuss later on. Zoom is a cloud-based video conferencing service which you can use to virtually meet with others, either by video or audio only or both. All these types while conducting live chats, and it lets you record those sessions to view later. This is one of the best function for online platforms, that you can record your sessions and later you can go through with them. About main features and about Zoom, around 500 companies reportedly used Zoom in 2009, and that is the pre-era of pandemic. But after pandemic, during 2020, it hit even greater heights, racking up to 27% growth over the year. And this is one of the biggest growth for any platform. You can say that Zoom is one of the famous platform for online learning, meeting, and interaction between each other. The success of e-learning is based on content, distribution of content, and e-learning platforms. And Zoom found the best e-learning platform. When people are talking about Zoom, you will usually hear the following phrases: Zoom meetings and Zoom room. There are 2 different concepts for this one. A Zoom meeting refers to a video conferencing meeting that's hosted using Zoom, and you can join these meetings via a webcam or phone. Meanwhile, a Zoom room is the physical hardware setup that lets companies schedule and launch Zoom meetings from their conferences rooms. And what Zoom is offering, Zoom offers a full-featured basic plan for free with unlimited meetings, and you can try Zoom for as long as you like. There is no trial period. And this is one of another best thing, that there is no trial period. Is free of cost for the basic version. Both basic and pro plans allow for unlimited one-on-one meetings. If there are only 2 person and they are doing meetings one-on-one, unlimited meetings, and each meeting can have a duration of 24 hours maximum. However, for anywhere from 3 to 100 people, you're limited to 40 minutes. And if you're using the basic plan and not the paid version, once that mark has been reached for 40 minutes, everyone will be kicked out of the call. So you can be disconnected from that one. Now we can have a look about main features, but before going to start with the features and some other things, I would like to discuss with you that we have two parts for this presentation. First part, we're going to discuss about 15 to 20 minutes about the presentation, and the second part, I'm going to show you everything online. Practically, I'll share my screen with you and I will show you what type of packages we do have as a Jazan University member, faculty member, and what kind of benefits we can take it with Zoom. So keep in touch with me. We do have a very interesting activities during these online sharing screens that I'll give you an options to communicate with me, to annotate on the screen, and how to use the pool and everything. So this session gonna be very interesting. So keep in touch till end of the session. So what are the main features? It can start enrich teaching and learning for sure, expand traditional classrooms with video communications to meet the growing needs of modern learners. The reason behind that we have started just because the pandemic tell us that anything can happen in the world anytime and anything can be closed anytime. So we do have the alternatives, and especially for the education, we explore too many different options which are really interesting and amazing. The second one is maximize your resources. HD video and audio provide exceptional clarity and quality, a virtual and hybrid class. Utilize resources and hardware you already have, expand your compatibilities and community offerings. And number three, that is improve learning outcomes. And how you can improve your learning outcomes: increase student participation and learning retentions with virtual and hybrid classrooms and micro learning. You can track students' engagement and user management dashboards for tracking usage, attendance, and meetings data, and more. There are too many things. By using these options, you can track the history and the engagement of the students in your sessions. Next, you can go ahead, integrate seamlessly with your LMS model. There are too many options, and one of the best options that you can integrate Zoom with your learning management system. For example, right now we are using Blackboard, and we can integrate Zoom live sessions with our LMS system. Though learning management system already have their own virtual lectures, and that is more compatible, but Zoom can also be integrated with that one. And which type of softwares LMS can integrate? These can be Moodle, Canvas, Desire to Learn, Sakai, and Blackboard learning management system. You can integrate your sessions with these LMS system. Accessibility for all learners. For sure, this is one of the best features, that accessibility is available for all learners, and it can ensure that everyone can participate equally with closed captioning and keyboard shortcuts, and everyone can participate in this one. So that was a little introduction and short introduction for the Zoom, that what Zoom can do it and how many types of Zooms available. That is a basic, pro, and business plan available. We'll discuss that pro and business, what they can do it over there. But now I am going to jump how to configure Zoom meetings for Jazan University. So I prepared some of the slides for you before going for the practical session, so you will have an idea that how you can configure or reschedule or schedule your meeting. So I do have some screens for you, presentation screens. So we are going to see that how you can take a start. So keep in view that by watching these steps, you would be able to do it steps with me once I'm doing online. So first of all, you have to open Google Chrome and you can start by visiting the URL, that is https zoom.us. This is the URL. You just need to click on that one and you would receive a environment which you can see in the picture in front of you, and on right top corner you can find out sign in. This is number one. Click on sign in, and here is the difference. You are not going to sign in with the user ID and password, because this would have to go with the personal user ID and password. But here, as we are going to discuss about the Jazan University, and Jazan University have a licensed version and they have their own domain for the Zoom. So you have to go on the bottom. You can find out three different options, that is sign in with SSO, sign in with Google, and sign in with Facebook. So we have to go with sign in with SSO. Click on that one and you will be redirected on this page, sign in with SSO, and it will ask you about the company domain. We are using, that is the domain, that is Maeen, M-A-E-E-N. You have to go and in the box, you need to write it down, M-A-E-E-N. And once you're done, you can click on continue. Once you click on continue, you will find out the next screen, and you can see in the step number 4, it is asking you enter your organization name. And there is another option, allow me to pick from the list. Click on that, allow me to pick from the list, and it will be directed another drop down menu in front of you. Here is all the university names which are in this domain. So we are going to select for sure Jazan University, and this is the option. You can see first you need to select number A, Jazan University. Then number B, you need to click on continue. Select Design University and click on continue. The next screen, you will be redirected to your Jazan University website email environment. You can have a look that on right side, you can find out sign in. Here you can use, no need to sign up for you, because we as an organization using the the domain. So we do have a licensed version, and it is integrated with your Jazan University email. So you just need to enter your Jazan University email, a complete email, like you can see here, Shaki at jazanu.edu.sa. And the same password which you already have it for this email address, Jazan University email ID password, you have to enter over here and click on sign in. The next option, you can have it. This is the environment screen in front of you. There are two options you can see on up. You can have host meeting, join meeting. There are many other options, but we're going to ask Zoom client for meetings. The reason behind that, there are two ways to use the Zoom. One, web-based environment. You can simply click and go and do everything online. The second thing is you can download their application, their client, and you can perform all the option over there. So it is recommended to go with the download for the client. So no need to sign in again and again, and you do not need to visit their website and follow all the steps again and again. So you need to download the client and you can log in with similar IDs. So it will give you the environment as an install Zoom client for meetings. Once you download and install, you will have this environment. Once you open the Zoom application, you need to follow these steps. You can have different options: new meeting, join meeting, schedule, and share screen. For example, You already have a meeting link, you or meeting ID. You just need to click on join and enter the meeting ID, and you'll go ahead the second schedule meeting. If you are going to host the meeting and you want to schedule it, you can simply click on that one, schedule one. So once you click on schedule, you would have this screen in front of you. Why I'm trying to go through one time and explaining you, because once I try to do it all the options online, you would have already the experience. Might be you are using the Zoom from long time, might be everyone know about this one, but might be some of the special options which you need to know, and that would be helpful for you. So this list in front of you, you need to select the topic name, and then you have to choose the date and time. And you can go with meeting ID. There are two options: generate automatically and personal meeting ID. Personal meeting ID, it would remain same for every time, so you can send it the one time and everyone can join with the same meeting. But normally we have to go with the generate automatically because we are generating different type of sessions, so it would help to make it unique IDs. Password, required meeting password. If you click on that one, then it will ask you to set the password, and with the meeting link you need to send the password to the person who need to attend. So if he has this password, he can log in, otherwise he cannot log in. But sometimes to avoid any confusion, we do not go ahead with this checkbox. But it's up to you. If you want to restrict your meeting and you want to make it private for only a few people, you can generate a password for this one. The video host and participants. By default, both options are on. I mean, the video host can share their video and participants can share their video. So it depends upon you. If you're not going to give the option to the participants to switch on their videos, so you can make it off. For example, you have too many people, 50, 60 or 100 people. If you give them access for the video, so it can have the network issues or internet issues, something can possible. So if you want to give the participants option for on, you can go ahead with this one. Audio setting, the next one is audio setting. That is telephone, computer audio, telephone and computer audio. You can use three different options. Telephones, because telephone line can be used to join the meeting, or computer audio if you're using your a laptop or your tab or whatever the thing, you can go ahead with this one. Telephone and computer audio, you can select with this one. Either anyone is coming from the telephone, mobile, or someone is coming from the computer, they both are allowed to go with the telephone and computer audio. So better to go with this third option. Calendar means you have to select one of them, that it will schedule and it will remind you later on that you do have a meeting. The last option is advanced option, that is enable waiting room, enable join before host, and mute participants on entry. Waiting room is, it means that you do not want everyone to enter your meeting directly. You want to put them everyone like in the waiting room. But the problem with this option is, by default all these options are enabled. You can uncheck or check for enable or disable. The problem with the waiting room, that for example, you have 10 or 15 participants, it's okay. You need to allow, authenticate everyone, then they can enter to the meeting. So for example, you have 100 or 200 or 300 participants, it would not be easy for you to give authentication for everyone. Everyone have to click over there. So normally what we do not enable waiting room. Enable join before host, that's good. 15 minutes before, you can give them chance to join the meeting. Mute participants on entry, that is really important options, that you must have to go with the mute participants on entry, because sometimes it is happening like people just got connected with the meeting, but they're at home, they're busy with the kids or some guests or something like that, and they do not focus on that one, that they're voiceover is going online, so it can be distraction for the host. So better to go with a mute participant. But later on, all these options can be enable or disable during the session as well. So no worry about this one. Once you've done all the list, you simply need to click on schedule and your meeting would be done schedule. And how to schedule a meeting using desktop application. For example, like before I told you that you are going to access everything by using your online and desktop applications mean online, the web based, you are going to like schedule it. You do not have the application at that time. So how you can use it, that is again, this is one option I want to discuss with you, that at the time of registration, once you are logged in with the web, there is one option required. Why do we use this option? This option is used, for example, once you check this option, I will show you in the practical session that once you check this option, it will, once someone try to join your meeting, there are three options mean displayed in front of him or her, that is first name, last name, and email address. So this is the email address is mandatory to log in to join this meeting. So for example, you are going to plan to collect the email for everyone, so you have to check this one required, otherwise you can go ahead without this one. So same options, similar options, you can use it as I told you, that online meetings are similarly, you need to log in with that one, and you can have all the options in front of you. You may be redirected to the schedule meetings interface, click schedule new meeting and follow the same steps as above. Like you need to click on the meetings option. You can have a list of meetings option, and we are going to explore all these options in our live session. You can see profile, meetings, webinar, personal audio conferences, phone recording, settings. Meeting, how you can schedule meeting online, that is just click on the meetings and click on the schedule meetings. The similarly, you have to follow all the steps, topic, description, date and time and duration you need to mention in this one. So how to join the meeting? There are two options to join the meeting. Option number one, to join a Zoom meeting, simply click a meeting link you receive and you will be join the meeting. The second option is, for example, you do have a meeting ID with you, but you do not have the link. So open the application and click on join button. By adding meeting ID and password if required, you'll be in the meeting. So these are two options to join the meeting. Simply number one, that is most easy. Everyone can have the link and they just need to click on that link and they will be redirected to the meeting. The option two, you do not have the link, but you do have the meeting ID. So you just need to click on join and add the meeting ID and you will be in. So that was all from the presentation side. We do have one or two slides, best practices while in a Zoom classroom, but we will discuss in the end. Now I am going to share the different screen where we can have to perform the practical session. So I'm going to stop sharing here and I'm going to share the another screen. Okay, we are going to shift the session with this one. Okay. Now you can see this page that is Google Chrome. Just let me know if you can see the screen in front of you. That is a Zoom screen, that is Google Chrome. I hope everyone can have the screen in front of him or okay, good. So simply, what can we do that we are going to log in with zoom.us. You can do practice with, besides mean if I'm going to apply the session, different options. If you want to apply these options on your computer, you can do it, or later on, once the session been done, you can practice at your own. So we are going to take a start, that is zoom.us. Once you click on that one, you would have this environment in front of you, and here you can find that is sign in. I'm gonna click on sign in. So it will redirect me on this page. I hope everyone is with me. Okay. I am going to sign in. As I told you, we are not going to sign in by the email or password, because if you want to sign up by this user ID and password, this is your personal user ID and password. But we do have the organization domain, so we are going to sign in by SSO. So I gonna have the page in front of me that is sign in with SSO, and it asking me that company domain. Company domain is, as I told you, that is main, MAEEN. So I entered MAEEN and I'm going to click on continue. And I am inside the meeting room. The reason behind, there is one step missed it, where it asked me for to select the Jazan University and allow me the list. The reason behind, because I'm already logged into Zoom session, so it is directly redirected me to the web login. So once you log in, you could have a similar screen which I just showed you in the presentation, that we do have a long list of options in front of us, that is profile, that is meeting, webinar, personal contacts, recording, and all these things. One by one, I'm going to discuss with you. Number one, that is, might possible some options are not available with you as a client, because I am a trainer, so I do have some little extra access for the Zoom from Jazan University. Might possible you do have some missing options, but for example, you're a trainer, you want to be training, and you're going to organize a training or sessions, and do need additional options. You can ask your management and they can provide you the additional options. So once you click on profile, your name would be displayed over here. You can adjust your picture, and besides that, you can add your phone number, language, time zone, date format. All these can be editable, but what doesn't be editable, that is account informations. That is a licensed version for me, but you might possible you do have only a basic version, not a licensed version. Licensed version can have 300 participants at the same time can join for my organized or scheduled meeting, but for you guys, might possible 100 participants can join. But if you want to increase or you want to take the permissions, you can communicate with your local management and they can provide you. Sign in by your Design University ID, a linked account, single sign on. It's already been done. No need to do it anything. And we are going to jump to the next option. That is important option for us. That is meetings. Sometimes it take a little bit time. It can be the reason behind that network issue, or might be sometimes the problem with the server side or something like that. It can happen. It's normal. So here we do have a meeting options, and in meetings you can find out upcoming meetings, previous meeting, personal rooms, and meeting templates. And upcoming meetings, whatever the meetings you already have scheduled, you can find them out here. And the previous meetings, whatever the meetings that already gone, you can have the record as well with you. But right now I'm going to schedule a meeting, and on right top corner you can find out there is one options that is schedule a meeting. So click on that one. So here we are going to schedule a testing meeting. So I have to give any name, test a Zoom meeting. You can add the description if you want. This is and things. Anything you can add it. When you wanna schedule it, the date you need to mention. For example, I'm going for with the 16th Feb. Timing you need to select, it's up to you. All the timings available here, whatever the time you want to select, you can go ahead. And duration, that is important, 1 hour, 2 hour duration. For example, normally we have to go with the 2 hour, and minutes as well, you can select it. Time zone, it's automatically selected for the Riyadh, but if you are going to change the time, you are in different time zone, you can change it. Recurring meetings mean the same meeting you want to reschedule every week, every month, every year. So you can do a head with this one, and it can be, you do not need to reschedule again and again on the similar, on the same time and date. It can be recur automatically. So we do have different options, that is daily, weekly, monthly, and no fixed time. Whatever, if you want to mean like every week you do have the meeting, you do not need to go schedule again, you can use this option. Registration required, as I told you, and I like discussed about required option. This is a good option available for the registration. If you are looking to collect the email of the participant, then you need to check this box on. So once someone try to connect, I'm sorry, if someone try to connect the meeting, it will ask for the first name, last name, and email address. And once he entered his or her email, um, it will send one meeting link to your email address as well. So either you can join directly from there, or later on you can open your email and you simply click the link and you can join the meeting. Okay, we have done some basic settings. The next one is that is meeting ID. As I told you, there are two options, generate automatically or personal meeting ID. This is my personal meeting ID 83450206664. If I click on that one, so it means every time I have to I have to send a link or something like that, this meeting would remain the similar. But for example, I have to go with generate automatically. So every time you schedule the meeting, you could have the different ID. Templates you can select over here. Security passcode. Passcode means you, if you click on that one, you need to enter the password. For example, you want to make your meetings private and you do not want the outsider may have to join this meeting, so you can set the passcode. This is only a security. Yeah, it's up to you. And but remember that if you're setting up the passcode, then in the meeting link, you must send the passcode with them. Otherwise, they would not be able to join. Waiting room, I told you that only users admitted by the host can join the meeting. For example, there are 30 members who click on join meeting link, but only 10 or 15 got authentication from the administrator or the meeting organizer, they can join the meeting. So by saving the time, sometimes I do not go with this option. The reason behind, for example, right now I do have more than 50 people, so I would not be able to click everyone authentications to come into the meeting. So it would be easy for you to make it unchecked, but sometimes you need it the waiting room, so you can make it enable. Require authentication to join. If you click on that one, what happened? That sign into Zoom. Normally what happened, that people are not signed in for their accounts, and they simply click on the meeting link and they join the meeting. But if you click on this require authentication to join, so he or she must need to like enter their user ID and password. First they have to log into the Zoom account, then they can join the meeting. So all options are available. Whatever the options you needed, you can go ahead with this one. Video, by default, it's off. You can make it on and make it off. It's up to you. Pretty simple. No need more discussion about video and audio, telephone, computer, and both. Normally, by default, it's both, but you can select anyone. Better to go with the both. More options to show, click on that one. And you can see some other options. Allow participants to join 15 minutes before. So before start of the presentation, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever the time you said, they can join 5, 10, 15 or any time. Mute participants on entry. As I discussed earlier in the presentation, that this is really important options. You must go with the mute participants upon entry, because this can distract your attention while during your presenting and someone try to enter, and at that time on his or her background someone is speaking or something like that, so it can be disturbance for the host. Breakout room pre-assigned. This could be for the students. If for example you have a class of 40 or 50 and you want to make the groups, you want to divide them 5 5 5 in the groups and give them different assignments, so you can go ahead with this option. But otherwise, if you didn't check this option, you can do it during the meeting as well. Automatically record meeting. Yes, if you are a paid version client, so there are two options to go with the automatically record. Once you try to start the session, meeting start recording automatically, there would be two options. It will ask that one. Either you have to record this meeting on the local computer, the computer you are using, that one, and the second one is cloud computer. But if you are a basic user, you can even then record the sessions, but on the local computer only. Cloud recording doesn't allow that one. Yeah, you can go ahead with this one. Approve or block entry to users from specific regions or countries, but normally we don't use this option. For example, you do not want that outside Saudi Arabia can have access for this meeting. You can do it like this one. Alternative host, you can enter the email. For example, if you are not available or you need another host, for example, in case of emergency, another person can start your meeting. So you simply add the email of that alternative host or more than one host, so they can perform all the operations like you are performing. Allow alternative hosts to add or edit polls. I mean, it's up to you. You're going to give them the options to add a poll, because we are the next option we are going to see that how you can prepare a poll and send them to your students, your colleagues, to attempt that poll. Okay, it's done. I am going to, we can review all the options. You can see the topic, timing, duration, everything we already set, and it's good to go with the save button. I think Zoom website is a little bit busy right now, so it is taking a little time, but it's done. Okay, good. You can see all the options, test Zoom meeting, that is topic, time. And good thing is that even after you scheduled everything, you can edit it, and even you can delete it. You can see this is meeting ID, this is randomly generated meeting ID, and you can add this meeting to Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, or Yahoo Calendar, whatever the calendar you want. If you wanted to come to know later on. Invite link, that is the link. If you want to share with your colleagues, with your students, you need to copy this link. There is an option available. You simply click on that copy invitation, and the link been copied, and you can paste in the WhatsApp groups or email, and you can send them. And whatever the options we selected, you can see video is off and audio is telephone and computer, audio both, and meeting options allow participants to join 50 minutes before and mute participants upon entry. We didn't select automatically record meeting. The reason behind that, automatically record meeting, once you start the session, it's quickly start automatically record meeting. But later on, if you are not going to select this one, later on you do have option with you, and anytime you can start I mean, like, in the top options available, that you, if you want to start recording by manually, you can even during the session you can take a start for the recording. But if you're looking for, it's okay. But if you want to change something, change the date, time, or something, whatever you want to like, you can go ahead and click on edit, and it will give you an options to edit it. But if you are ready, you can click on start on the time and date of the scheduled meeting, and it will start automatically. I'm not going to click on that one, because the reason, I'm already in the session, and my current session would be disconnected if I do it like this one. Polls, there is an option you can create before or in the live streaming. You can create it. I'll do it on the live session, so you would have more interactivity. The webinar option is not enabled for everyone. What is the difference between, there are three options I discussed earlier, that is basic account, licensed account, and webinar. Basic account is for all Jazan University faculty member. You can organize unlimited time of the meetings, 3, 4 people, 10 people, unlimited time. There is no time restrictions, but there is a participant restriction, that is 100 participants can join your meeting in your basic account. The second one is licensed account, which I already have it as a trainer, and I can add 300 participants, and so it means my meetings, around 300 participants can attend over there. What are the webinars? Webinars, for example, you are going to organize the session on a bigger level, like you have 1000 or 2000 or 3000 clients over there or participants. Then you have to organize, and you are more than one host, two or three or four hosts, and you're going to big seminar type thing. So you can use this webinar option. Not everyone have this option, so if anyone need it, they need to make it enable for the administration. Personal contracts, a personal contract mean if you want to add a list of, for example, you are logged in into your mobile or from the laptop, you want to upload the contact list. Later on, you want to share the contact over whatever you want it, you can do it with your contact. Simply do it, upload from CSV file. CSV file is an extension for the contact in the Android and in the Apple phone. So you need to download on your computer and you can upload here, and all the personal contact would display in this listing. And settings, you can do some predefined settings for security or schedule meeting or in meeting. These can be the basic or advanced options. For the security, you can do many things. Require that all meetings are secured with one security options. You can make it enable or disable. Once you make all the settings, if you want to reset or modify, you can do ahead. What the security settings do it, that is required that all meetings are secured with the one following security options: a passcode, waiting room, or only authenticated user. So once it is on, you must need to select one of the options, either passcode, waiting room, or only authenticated user. So this is I mean, like, you can say the security measure for your meetings. Waiting room, you can make it enable permanently, or if you do not want it, we already discussed, no need to discuss again about this one. Require a passcode when schedule new meeting. Even if you want make it more secure that no one can schedule your meeting. For example, sometimes you are logged in and you are not on the seat, someone else try to schedule the meeting. At that time, that if this is enabled and you set the passcode, you need a passcode for scheduling meeting as well. Schedule a meeting for instant meeting. Sometimes you are not going to schedule the meeting, though this is a good practice that you have to schedule and then you start your meeting. But for example, you forget to, or you are going to start instantly, so you can start it. But if you want to set the password for instant meetings, you can do it. Personal meetings, instant meetings, and participant joining by phone, you can make criteria set that if someone is trying to connect by phone, they do need to enter the passcode and then they can enter it. This option is by default. This is enable embed passcode in invite link for one click join. For example, you have the passcode and you want to embed it with the join link. So what happened, that is, it is invitation link. It is one click join. So you simply click on that one and automatically join with the embedded passcode. Only authenticated meeting participants and webinar attendees can join meetings. We already discussed this one. Simple. These are the security options. It's up to you. You can go ahead. It's a long list over there. Whatever you want to. These are all the options we already discussed it. You can see. This is what that. This is one-time setting. One-time setting, and you can go ahead every time. You do not need to make settings. One time you can enable or disable, and once you try to schedule the meeting, all these options would be available over there. Now, here is one option: recordings. Recordings means you can make setting for your recordings, or you can find out your already recording which has already been done in the clouds or on the local recording, a local computer recording. So I do have a licensed version, so we can go, being a Design University employees, we can make online and cloud recordings. So we do have a complete list. For example, you have a long list, so you can go ahead and search them out, set the criteria that from which date and year you need till what time you need it. So from to set the criteria and search them out, and then you can export that data locally. So you can see that I can have local recordings over here. So what can I do with these recordings? Either I can open and check, or I can delete it. So the cloud recordings, you can download it. Even there is an option available. You can download all these recordings in front of me. You can see that from here, I can have options of share. I can share this recording link with my colleagues, with my teachers, with my students, or what else, the download. I can download or I can delete it. So it's up to you whatever you wanted. So here you can see all the list of recordings, whatever sessions you have done. I hope pretty clear. It's very easy option. And the last one is account profile. I already showed you in the start that was in the profile. Account profile doesn't belongs to you. That account is basic information, that education type of the account, and Jazan University with the mine domain, and my role is a member, and account owner is Jazan dash Zoom dash mine. So these are the information, account informations for your organization. This does not belongs to you, so no need to do anything with this one. The last one, very important options, that is reports. Reports mean you want to collect the data that who uh, attended your session, and for how long he has been attended, and how many people attended, all these things available in the usage. And you can go ahead with this one, and you can see that, for example, this was how many participants, 5 participants, and the meeting ID, test meeting, it was done by me. And so here was the meeting ID, who scheduled it, name and user email ID and group, and all the information you can find in the report. For example, I want to download this report. What should I do it? On the top corner, you can see from and to. If you want to see the more recording dates, for example, like this one, for example, I'm from 1 to 10. Okay, let me show you. I have more than one meeting, so you can see that a complete list in front of me. So if I go ahead with this one and I want to export the list, so what should I do? I need to click on that one. For example, in last of our meeting, that was 135 people. I'm going to go with export with meeting data and show unique IDs. The reason behind unique IDs, for example, one participant joined the session 5 minutes and then he disconnected, and again he joined. So here you can find the multiple entries. So show unique users, it means only the unique users, one user showing in the list one time only. So meeting ID displayed over here, this is meeting data. For example, if I click on that one, this would not be showing in front of you, but I checked in, you can see meeting ID, topic was user email ID, the login email ID is mentioned here. Duration was 96 minutes, and timing, start time, end time, and how many participants attended this meeting, everyone in show. Look, the good thing is, for example, this was the name, and user email if they mention over here, and you can see for how long they attended, 56 minutes, 65 minutes, 66 minutes. So complete timing, you can track your students or the colleagues or the participants. You can see Muhammad Atisham, that was only 1 minute. So everyone been mentioned that how long they've been attended over there, and all of their data available. On left side you can see the name, on the middle there is email addresses and participation time and guest and everything. You can export this data, and this would be exported in the form of Excel. That's it. I hope everything clear for you. So I'm going to engage you with one thing, that if you can see in front of you right now, might be you cannot see me, so let me show you one thing. Okay. Can you see the picture on the screen or no? Can anyone tell me? Can you see the screen on the? There is one picture. No. Okay. Wait. Let me wait a moment. Wait a moment, because I need to share the screen again. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I hope now you can see one picture in front of you. Is it? Yes. Yes. Now you can see the screen. Great. This is the screen, and this is my screen. I took a snapshot to show you some of the options, and everyone would have the same options, similar options, once you are organizing the session. You can see on top, um, mute or unmute. This is mic. You can mute and you can unmute, and as a host, and you can start your video or you can end your video. And then the next option is security. Security means here you can have some options to give the access to the participants, or revoke that access in the security option. Participants, you just need to click on that participants. What I told you earlier, that please rename your display name. The reason behind, and in the brackets you have to add the employee ID. The reason we cannot find you without your employee ID. Once you mention your employee ID, I can easily track you in the registration and send you the certificate. If you do not have enter the display ID, mean like how you can change the display ID name. Just simply click on that participants and list of participants. In front of your name you can find out three dots or more button. Click on that one and click on rename, and in front of your name in brackets enter your employee ID, design university ID, so it would help us to find you out in the registration list. And I told you earlier in the last session even, that registration for the to join any session, registration and attendance both are mandatory to receive the certificate. So still you have time. If someone is not get registered, please register first, and then also you have to enter and rename yourself with the employee ID, so it would be easy for us to send you the certification. The chat, you can see the chat area. Simply once you click on the chat, you can have two options, to send a message to everyone, or you can send a message to a specific user. So there are two options you can choose, up to you. Everyone, like I write it here, hi, and you can receive hi because I selected to everyone. For example, I use a specific name, so that message can be delivered only for single person. But please, everyone have to rename it because there is a list, a long list, and no one entered their employee ID. Please go ahead. And if you are using Mac, you can have more option in front of your name, and you can click on that one and click on rename. And please enter your employee ID. If you're using the Windows laptop, there are three, click on the participants and you can find out three dots, click on that one and click on rename, and you can go ahead with this one. Please rename everyone and make a registration as well. And the next option is polls. So I am going to create one poll. Polls mean a live during the live streaming, during the session, if you want to ask some questions to your participants and you want to involve them with your session, you can create some polls. So I'm going to create the poll and share with you. The next option, share screen. You can share the screen. There are two types of sharing. Once you click on that one, desktop sharing. Desktop sharing, whatever you are going to do on your desktop, it would be available and viewable for the participants. The second option is you want to share a specific screen. For example, Google Chrome. So only Google Chrome can be shared with the participants, or you are going to share the PowerPoint slides, so only PowerPoint slides can be shared. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. But for example, if you are going to share a specific screen, you need to turn it on, then it would be available for sharing screen. For example, it's not on and it's minimized, it would not be available sometimes. Pause sharing, you can do it. Annotate, this is very interesting option, and I'm going to enable this option for you, and then one by one you can make a writing on whiteboard or on the screen, so you can engage your students to ask them to answer by annotating. There is for example, if you are on the laptop, you can have more options of writing for annotations, but if you are on the mobile, there are limited options. You can drag out this the arrow or some kind of coloring or something you can do it, right? The last one is more. This is a complete list in front of you. You can see record to cloud. There are multiple options. You can go ahead and you can perform even during live sessions. Even you can go ahead live on YouTube. You can go on live on Facebook, and all these options available. But most importantly, you need to know that if you are going to live on YouTube, YouTube can be live using the Zoom, but Zoom need access for all of the authentication from you. It will ask you, there are two very difficult check boxes. When I was afraid to go online. They said uh, we can perform and make changes in your YouTube channel as you are doing. Like they can delete comments, they can delete your videos, they can remove any data from your account. So they need the complete access. For example, if you are not going to give them access, they will not allow you to make it available live sessions. So there is a risk available. If you can take risk, go ahead. Enable annotation for others. It means you are allowing your participants to make changes or drawing on your screen, so you can make them enable for your students for a specific number of times. I share computer sound, optimize search, share for video clip, and you can select the sound mode and meeting info. All these things are here. So I'm going to create one more thing. I am okay. Let me share it again with the Google Chrome. Okay, I'm going to create one poll for you, and everyone would receive the poll on their screens. Okay, be ready. Let me create it. This poll. There are different choices available, and this is similar that you create a question bank in your learning management system. And you can add multiple choices, more than one choices. Even you can go ahead with this one. I have created only one question just to show you. And okay, I'm going to launch it. Be ready. So now the questionnaire is in front of you. Just please attempt it and submit it. Everyone have to attempt. And I would prefer some of you have to make the wrong answer, please. Some of you, please select the wrong answer. Great. Everyone have to attempt the poll and click on submit. Still many people didn't attempt it. Please go ahead and attempt it. There is a very small question. Still only 14 members attempted. 15. Some people have to select the wrong answer. I want to make a change. I know everyone know Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Still. Only 18 attempted. 19. Where are the rest? Where are the rest of the members? It's been 2 minutes and only 19 been attempted. Hello, please have to attempt, everyone. Only 21, huh? 30-second left. After 30 seconds, I'm gonna end up the poll. So have to attempt the poll and submit it quickly. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And its time is n. I'm going, and only 21 attempted. Thanks. Thank you. And I'm going to share the results so everyone can have the results on their screen. Now, can you see the results on your screen? Can you see the results on your screen, please? Great. So this is an activity which you can do it during the live sessions with your students and with your teachers. Whatever the questions, more than one question, you can add it, more than 2 or 3 choices, you can add it, whatever the things. Give them 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Once they attempted, submitted there, later you can share the results with that one. 86% correct and 14% wrong. So that's it with that one. I'm going to stop sharing this one. So last thing which I want to discuss with you, that is annotation. So I'm going to give you the option to make some changes on the screen. And this poll can be downloaded later on for your use. Download results, view results from browser, or relaunch poll, everything you can do it. Okay. That's it. That's it. I am going to share. Okay, now you can see annotation button on your screen. If you're using the laptop, on top right corner, you can click on the more and you can see annotate button, and you can click and do it annotation. What is annotation? Once you click on the annotation, you can find out multiple options, like you can draw the text, you can draw some lines. For example, I can go ahead with this type of lines, you can see, and this can be done by your side, and you can make them arrays as well. So whatever you want to do, do it. Everyone have the annotation is on. So I would have to suggest everyone that you can try it one by one. Yeah, you can see. Shalabasi did it. Okay. Use some options, different options. Anyone can do it by themselves. So this is another interesting activity from the student side. Like you can give them a chance to write and make annotation on the whiteboard, so they can be more engaged and they can be more interacted with you. So try it. Everyone have to try this one, this option. But this option would be available only if the host allow you, because all the options are possible to enable and revoke the permissions from the host side. So being a teacher, you do have a full control on the meetings, on the sessions, whatever you want to make them enable, available, or whatever you want to make them revoke the sessions. So you can do it whatever you want it. I hope that would be easily available for you and clear. Not everyone is participating. It means you are busy with some other things. That's why you're not participating. Only 2 or 3 people just get participated. Okay. And one more thing, because for example, you allowed more than one persons to allow them to make the editing on your screen. So this would be erased. How it would be erased? That you just stop sharing screen and share it again, and it would be gone. Everything is gone. Like I am going to stop sharing, and once I return back to share the screen again, you can see, okay, you can see all the settings being removed. Whatever anyone have done, that is done. And on mobile, yeah, on mobile, on the bottom left side, you can find out there is one symbol of the pen or pencil. You need to click on that one and you can go ahead with this one. No, on the laptop, on the mobile, you can use it as well. Did you find it, Muhammad Rushdi? Sure, sure, sure. Miss Hira Kalsoom, you can go ahead. Mean in the mobile on the bottom left side, there is one a symbol that is pen symbol. You can see writing symbol that is pencil. You click on that one. Yes, go ahead with the pencil. You click on that one and you can find there are more options available. For sure, if you're using the mobile, on the mobile, you can have less options available, but option is available. If you want to use more options, you have to go with the desktop version, like the computer or laptop. Great, great, great. Very nice drawings from everyone. Very nice drawing. Great, great, great. It looks like everyone is a great designer, mashallah. Oh, wow. Very expensive drawing, huh? Picasso, more than Picasso drawing would be expensive, huh? Mashallah. Dr. Muhammad Rushdi, did you get it? Great. So apply all these options. Thanks for the participation of this activity. Yeah, how to write, Dr. Hanan. If you're using the laptop, just click on annotate button and there is another bar appears in front of you. Like I am using the MacBook, so you can find out mouse button, you can go ahead text button, text for T is the symbol, and on the bottom text, and like I click it and I am going to write it. So you can see the text. On the laptop, you can find this option or click on the more on the right. If you're using the Windows desktop, Windows environment, you can click on more and you can have the annotate button. Click on that one and you can see the options available. Like I am, let me stop sharing and let me share it again. Okay, now I want to show you, continue annotate. So here I just want to show you the text. This is a text. So you can type a text and any type of text and you can make it big or small. You see, like this. And you can change the color as well. Yes. Dr. Hanan, I hope you get it. If you're using the laptop, just click on annotate. There is another bar appears and all the options would be available there. No, right now you're not host. I enable it for everyone. You can see everyone is writing on the screen. For example, if I do not allow the participants, only the host can write it. But right now for the activity, for example, you want to engage your students, and this activity can be more interesting. So simply click on the security, and you can click on check it, enable it, annotate on shared content. So whatever the notes you have, whiteboard, whatever, you can allow your participants, so they can go ahead and anything they can do it for writing purpose, not else. Originally, this option is only available with the host, but if host want to allow the participants, they can do it. You are welcome. Great. I hope that would be interesting activity. So we are going to stop this one. Like now, for example, I'm going to revoke the options. Now see, do you have this option available? No. Now no one can make the changes, right? I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to share again. Now try to see the annotation. Anyone have it? Anyone can do the annotation? No, that's great. This is what I want to show you, that this is a complete options or permissions being granted from the host, or he can revoke these permissions. It's up to the host. So you can engage them. Great. That's all from the practical session. Now I'm going to like I'm going to summarize the presentation. So here I gonna share the presentation again with you. Okay. That's all from the practical session. Now we are going to wrap up our session, that best practices while in a Zoom classroom or meeting. Best practices are sign into the Zoom desktop client and stay signed in. This is the best practice, that you have to attend your meeting by signing in Zoom desktop client, so you would have more options in front of you. And as I told you, that annotation and many other polls and all these things sometimes not available with the mobile application, so you have to sign in Zoom desktop client and stay signed in. The second one, you have to go check your internet speed. If you are on free Wi-Fi, you may need to keep your camera off to improve quality. Sometimes what happening, that on the public Wi-Fi, there are too many people are connected over there, the network issue, so you have to keep your camera off for the better quality. If you switch on your camera, it might possible your voice start breaking over there, or and many other problems you can face over there. Turn your camera on and have your camera at eye level. Do not put your camera bottom or up or on the floor side or on the wall side. If it's necessary, for example, in the meeting, in the interview, or somewhere like that, you have to turn your camera and put it in your eye level, in front of your eye level. So what happened, your complete face would be visible for the host. And stay muted unless you are talking, to reduce background noise. Do not keep unmuted your mic possible until your turn being over there and you've been asked for speaking, then you can unmute and you can speak over there. Otherwise, to reduce the background noise, you have to keep it muted. Make sure you sit in a well lit and quiet place. A quiet place is important because it's noisy. It would disturb to the host and as well as for the participant. And well lit me like it should be a very with the lightening area, so your face is clear, your the background is clear, so it look nice for the host or for the participants or for the meetings if you are switching on your camera. Be mindful of what's going on behind you. Think about having solid wall behind you and turning on the virtual background. There are two options. As I told you that there should be a very nice background. You have to choose it. The solid mean the pure white or any color, but solid wall behind you and some kind of frames or whatever is display over there, so it can give you a better look on your background. Otherwise, if you are not using like this, you can go ahead with your virtual background. And nowadays Zoom allow a very nice virtual backgrounds, but that can only be visible more clear and more good if you have the on the wall there is a blue screen mean there is a blue cloth. If you just hang it on and switch on your turn on your virtual background, and you can have very nice background looking and everything. So you need to keep all these things. And thanks for joining the session. I hope that the session was good and I try to explain everything. If anyone have the question, you can ask me, you can unmute yourself. I just give you the permission and you can ask me any question if you have it.